I think we're cooking. I think we're rocking and rolling. I think everything's in line and happening just right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to the highly motivated, highly enthusiastic smoke sesh. Not just a smoke sesh, but this is the opportunity for friends, family, community to come together and just relax for a couple minutes. Let go of the chaos and the stress that envelop us every single day. So that's what this is. This is your opportunity to let go, smoke a little bit, talk a little bit, and just be part of community. Getting away from your normal life just for a few moments. That's what we're doing. A little smoke sesh with community. So welcome to the highly motivated smoke sesh happening right here. This Sunday, the last Sunday of the year. This, to me, it feels heavy with energy. It feels heavy with excitement and anticipation and buildup. The coming year already feels like it's got like an energy behind it, an excellent energy. Oh, it feels good. So tonight, I'm highly motivated. No topics, no expectations, but of course, there's a few topics, few micro topics. Actually, we've got some topics that we're moving over from last week that I just did not get to. And I feel like it deserves its own moment to talk about it. And that's going to be the Bob Joyce, Elvis Presley phenomenon. That's Elvis Presley still alive. And he is living as a preacher named Bob Joyce. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to do a year in review. So tonight we're going to talk about everything that we can remember from 2025. We're going to talk about the battles raging across the world, across the globe, the international chaos that is reigning supreme. We're going to talk about what all that means for the coming year. We're going to talk about our energy, our kindness, our improvements. We're going to look back on the year. We're going to reminisce a little bit. We're going to rehash, reboot, revitalize some of the awesome things that happened in 2024. But right now, this is it. This is the last Sunday. This Sunday, right now, that we're experiencing right now together, this Sunday is the last one before the Gregorian Julian calendar rolls over into 2025. So I'm glad you're all joining me tonight. I'm honored and privileged to have you all on the show, wherever you might be coming from and whenever you might be watching. Whether you're watching me live on the Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, the YouTube, the TikToker, whether you're watching me live or you watch me later, pre-recorded, I am blessed and pleased to have you all here. So that's it. That's awesome. It's highly motivated Sunday smoke sesh, and there's a lot to talk about, a lot to get to. I got a few doinks to smoke. I already lit one up, and I started a little early. And I think this is the Gouda berry. So I'm smoking a few different ones tonight. I've got like the Holy Grail. I've got some Gouda berry. I've got some purple train wreck. So I'm not trying to knock the company I bought these from, but to let you know that they were all very dry. None of them had really any good sticky icky to them. So a little warning, I might be coughing a bit tonight from these doinks that I'm smoking. They were cheap. The reason I picked them up from the company I picked them up from, actually I'll probably just mention it, Sanctuary. So Sanctuary Cannabis is one of the providers here in Florida, and they are a cost-effective provider. So as far as medical cannabis goes, I go to them purely because of the price. You're able to get like 3/8 for like $40. That's hard to beat. That really is. Not no matter what specials you find anywhere you go, that's kind of hard to beat. 3/8, $40. So the smoke isn't amazing or anything at Sanctuary. It's just cheap. And it's something that, it usually takes me a joint and a half to start feeling a decent entourage effect. I know that's not a glaring review of the place, but it's cost effective. Their edibles are okay, but they're cost effective. Now, if you know me, you know who I like. You know who I enjoy. I enjoy Goldflower. Goldflower Cannabis and Jungle Boys and The Flowery. Those three would be my top. I like Rise. I've smoked them. It's been okay, but nothing amazing. Insa, which is another provider that I've tried. I like their chocolates. They had good chocolates. Their flower, dry, lackluster. Didn't really get me super excited. The only people's flower that gets me really excited is Goldflower. That's it. They're the only ones that get me excited as far as flower goes. But right now, smoking a little Sanctuary, and it's okay. It's just a good smoke. Not a good smoke, just a smoke. It's good for just a smoke. Not really to get those big jump of entourage effects. A little warning as well. I might be coughing a bit from this, but I also took a rather large chunk of mushroom chocolate tonight. So, I don't know how that's going to kick in or how that's going to feel. So not knowing how that's going to go, I figured I would warn you early. And as always, I like to mention, it takes me a little time to get into the show. You know, it might take me a couple of minutes to kind of feel what's happening, to feel that flow. So I think that's what I'm waiting for to kick in. Waiting for the joint to kick in a little bit. Waiting for the flow to kick in a little bit. Ooh, don't know what's going on there. Okay. A little slower pace. I don't think I mind that too much. So once again, everybody, welcome. Highly motivated. We are streaming live 3 times a week. Friday, Sunday, Wednesday on LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And Insta when they allow me. And TikTok when they allow me. But usually not. Usually that's the case. They stop the stream pretty quickly. So what are we going to talk about? Tonight, by the way, happy 5th night of Hanukkah. So tonight is the 5th night of Hanukkah. 5 nights in, 3 nights to go. Still some presents. So we've been lighting the candles every single night, and I think that's been pretty groovy. Been definitely enjoying that. Enjoying giving my kids gifts every night. That's an American tradition. So the American tradition in Hanukkah, and we might even talk about the story of Hanukkah tonight as well. But the American tradition of Hanukkah is basically a present each night. So each night we light the candles, each kid gets a present. And it's not a big present, it's a small present to show appreciation and gratitude for that child being good and trying hard throughout the year. That's why they get presents. It's like a gift, it's like a reward. So delicious. Okay. So tonight being the 5th night of Hanukkah, 5 presents have already gone out to each one of the kids. It is what it is. I mean, the European tradition is you get 1 present. When I was growing up on Hanukkah, I got 1 gift. Actually, my birthday and Hanukkah used to fall so close to each other. I would get 1 gift for both. I would get a birthday Hanukkah combination gift. That's what I would get. So I was never really upset about it. I just never expected. You know, I wasn't into the whole a present a night because I didn't grow up that way. And to be honest, the 1 present that I received, I was always super happy about. So let's start, you know, and that's interesting. Tonight, let's do that. Let's actually start, and we'll talk about the story of Hanukkah. I mean, what is Hanukkah? Why is Hanukkah? Where did that kind of come up? So that kind of gets me all excited. And so let's do that. I have a few notes here, so I want to make life easy. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, I've got some really deep stuff to talk about tonight. I wrote an article, just put it out yesterday on the LinkedIn, the Facebook, and a few other places. Also, you can find it on Oregonji.com. But it's cannabis versus cancer. Cannabis against cancer. Now, we might touch on that tonight. It's serious. It's deep. It's wild. It's so much going on. It's just amazing. So cannabis versus cancer, and I'm going to tell you what treatments are actually working, how they're working, why they're working, what research has been put into it, and where we are now, where we stand currently on cannabis and cancer research, and cannabis versus cancer in the fight, the big fight. Let me see, I got Jake. Welcome to the show, Jake. I'd love to do my own podcast. Keep it up, brother. Well, thank you. And you know, it's repetition. I started doing this. I started doing a podcast as an advertisement segment with these guys called Dualistic Unity. And Fred, welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to Highly Motivated. I started doing this originally with Dualistic Unity. Great guys, really, really deep thinkers, but we didn't mesh completely. Or I didn't mesh completely. I don't know. I'm too individual. So in that, I started my own. And that was about a year ago. So I've been doing Highly Motivated for like a year. And then before that, I was doing the Dualistic Unity podcast. So it just really comes in the repetition. You've got to show up and do it every single time. 3 nights a week, I come live. Friday, Sunday, Wednesday. It's not always easy. And I'll be honest, before the show today, mentally, I was feeling kind of not down. Not blasé. I don't even know what the word is. Mentally exhausted by all the energy leading up to New Year's. All the energy of putting together new contracts and all the energy of new opportunity and just the new happenings of the mental changeover to a new year. But again, everybody, welcome to the show. It's the repetition of what you do. If you continue doing it, the podcast grows. And this year, our audience base has become international. So I am more than pleased and more than pumped to have such an awesome audience base. So as always, thank you. From all the networks that I'm being watched on, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, maybe the TikToker, maybe, I don't know. So later on in the show, once we get deeper in, I told you, I don't like when it's too early in, I don't like to get too serious. I like to keep it simple. It's a smoke sesh. It's a podcast. It's multiple things. So instead of us kind of jumping in too deep, too fast, I give it a moment. So cannabis versus cancer, we'll talk about that. That's pretty wild. Tonight's the 5th night of Hanukkah. So what is Hanukkah? What is exactly, I mean, how do we look at it? What does it mean? What is the story? The story that brought Hanukkah to play? Because what was it, last week or the week before, I talked about Christmas and how Christmas's origins are in pagan religions and Roman religions, in whole different holidays that were celebrated, and now it seems like they're forgotten. And Nick, welcome to the show. It's good to have you. We've got Nick on the show. We've got Jake. We've got Fred. See, that's where the energy is starting. I love it. It's a Sunday smoke sesh. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what we're going to talk about. I have so many micro topics in front of me that I really don't feel like they're micro topics. Each one of them almost garner their own show. Like tonight we're going to talk about Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley. Elvis is still alive, and it's Bob Joyce, a preacher. We'll talk about that tonight. But we're also it's the 5th night of Hanukkah. Hanukkah's almost over. 3 more nights and Hanukkah's done. And then of course it's done already into the new year. So Hanukkah actually is crossing calendar boundaries that I don't remember ever happening before. This year Hanukkah started with Christmas, so the two holidays were totally combined. And now it's also running over into, it's running over into 1/5 of the one and only THC. Fred, by the way, y'all, THC is me playing in Ocala, New Year's Eve night from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Definitely before you get out of here, Fred, pump up where you guys are going to be. And I want to make sure we get some viewers from the Highly Motivated show. So we're talking some monumentous things that have happened this year. Hanukkah mixed with Christmas, and then Hanukkah now traveling into 2025. I don't remember that ever happening. So this year is definitely very different. So what is Hanukkah? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Hanukkah. I mean, it's often called the Festival of Lights, but so is Christmas, also being called the Festival of Lights. That's why I think a lot of these holidays share very similar characteristics. But it's so much more than just the Festival of Lights. It's a story of resilience, miracles, and faith. That's something I think we're missing. I don't talk religion. I don't talk politics. But I do talk faith in yourself. Not faith in an external thing, but the faith in the amazing quantum computer that you are. Faith in the amazing miracle of life that you are. So I believe we need more faith, specifically in those things, in us. Look, what sets confident people apart from non-confident people is they have faith in themselves. I feel like I'm lisping a lot tonight. I don't give a shit. I just feel like I am. Just wanted to throw it out there. I'm drooling a lot tonight. I think that's what it is. Just drooling. It's going to be the mushrooms. So again, just a quick warning, everybody. I'm on a big chunk of some mushroom chocolate because my mood before the show was not down. It was lackluster. It was blah, blah, blah. It was energy blown out the water. I don't know what I was. And I'm sitting there almost in the state of preemptive depression because I've accomplished too much. I've done too much. I finished all the things I was looking to do. So I had nothing else left to do. And I don't know how to relax. I do not know how to relax. I just don't. I tried. I always try to relax. And I don't know what the fuck that is. Because I start to relax and I go crazy. Because I'm not doing anything. I've got to be doing something. I've got to have forward momentum in my life to feel relaxed. So just a warning. Tonight is going to be an interesting Sunday. But I had to reach into the emergency mushroom supply because, I think the last episode, I was like, I'm going to do it. That's it. Sunday, we're just going to do some mushrooms. We're going to smoke a lot. We're going to do like a year in review. And we are. I've got some reviewable shit to talk about. But I was going through all my notes and I wanted to stay positive. I wanted to stay positive in our outlook as a community for next year. So we're going to talk about this little history of Hanukkah here. And also later, we're going to talk about the stars and their position right now, where the stars, where the planets are, and what that means for you, what it means for your energy, and what it means for all of us kind of rolling into the next year. Okay, so the history behind Hanukkah, it takes us back over 2,000 years to a time when the Israelites were under Greek rule. The Greeks, led by King Antiochus the fourth. King Antiochus IV, he wanted to suppress the Jewish traditions and force their own culture and religion on the people of Judea. So the people of Judea, the Israelites, it's not necessarily that they were Jewish. they had original, authentic traditions that were not religious or religion, but they were life. They were just part of their culture. So it's not necessarily fair to say it's religious, but in the onslaught of religion and the onslaught of control through governments and nations, and even bigger, dare I say, the Illuminati, dare I say, the Rosicrucians, dare I say, no, I'm just gonna say it. But religion was forced, or their way of religion. Any time the victors took over from any place. Sade, welcome to the show. Howdy, welcome to Highly Motivated. Sade or Sade, I'm just gonna go with, it could be Sadie. It could be Sadie, and I'm just butchering the name. I do it all, but I like Sade. I think it's Sade. I'm gonna go with Sade. And that's just how it's gonna be. Regardless, welcome to the show, and I am pleased as punch to have you here. So anyways, we're talking about Hanukkah. We're talking about the history of Hanukkah. So it goes back more than 2,000 years. The Greeks, led by King Antiochus, came to take over Judea, where the Jews were. So the lead up to why we celebrate Hanukkah. So the Jews, or the Judea, were there protecting the temple. They were there protecting their most precious relics. They were protecting the people. And so the Greeks had come in. Greeks with a very powerful army originally had wiped out the Israelis. So they came in, they killed everybody, and they took over the town of Judea and broke everything in all the temples, destroyed all the holy objects and items. So the Greeks defiled the holy temple in Jerusalem, setting up altars to Greek gods and outlawing Jewish practices. It was a dark time for the Jewish people, both literally and spiritually, because they could not pray to their gods or practice their authentic religion. So it was another religion imposing their way on another religion, another country imposing its way on another country. But a group of Jews known as the Maccabees refused to give up their identity and their faith. Led by Judah Maccabee, they organized a revolt against the much larger and better equipped Greek army. The victory against all odds. So against incredible odds, the Maccabees won. They were a much smaller army against a well-equipped Greek army that was well-practiced as well. So it was a miraculous victory for a small devoted group of people standing up for their beliefs. They reclaimed the temple in Jerusalem, their most sacred place. So they were rededicating the temple. After retaking the temple, the Maccabees found it had been desecrated. They began the process of rededication, which is what the word Hanukkah actually means. It's dedication. So Hanukkah, or Hanukkah, however you say Hanukkah, whatever. The word actually means dedication. So Hanukkah, they are rededicating to re-Hanukkah the temple. So the miracle really came down to one specific thing, the oil. The oil in the altar, the oil that was burning. So the miracle, the famous miracle comes in. As part of the rededication, the Hanukkah, they needed to light the menorah in the temple, a symbol of God's eternal presence. But there was only enough pure oil to last one day. That's it. One day. One day. So the miracle is that the small amount of oil burned for 8 days. Instead of burning out in one day, which it should have, it lasted long enough for them to prepare more oil according to the sacred traditions. So it took them 8 days to prepare more oil from olives so that it can burn. They had no more oil. No more oil. So the oil that only would have lasted a day naturally, normally, lasted 8. So the rededication of the temple in Judea, in Jerusalem, the rededication, it lasted 8 days, and 8 days we celebrate the rededication of the Holy Temple of Jerusalem. So the meaning of the Festival of Lights, this is why we call it a Festival of Lights. We're celebrating the light. We're celebrating the oil that was burning because it was burning with our faith. It was burning with our desires and our hopes and our prayers and our dreams. You know, it reminds us of the power of faith, hope, perseverance. I mean, the light didn't go out. Even in the darkest of times, the light didn't go out. Even in the darkest of times, it burned and it burned. It's an analogy. You are the light. Even in the darkest of times, you still burn. You still are powerful. So you need to see that internal perseverance to survive, to be bigger, to be greater, to be more. Each night of Hanukkah, we light another candle on the menorah, remembering the miracle and the courage of those who came before us, those who fought back for Jerusalem, those who fought back for the people, fought back for the land, for you name it. It was an energy beyond anything we can comprehend right now. So we celebrate and we honor. That's huge. So I think our celebration, the reason it really matters today, let's think about the miracles in our own lives, the small moments of light that keep us going when things feel tough. Let's dedicate ourselves, just like the Maccabees, to bringing light and goodness into the world. That's why I see it as an analogy. I see it more than an analogy. I see it as a call for all of us to bring kindness and understanding and strength to every single day. It's what we miss. It's what this show pushes harder. It's what this show is all about. We're all about that kind of strength as a community. We're all about that kind of strength, bringing kindness every day. Every day. It's not easy. It's not easy. Look, I wanted to talk about it last week. We really didn't get to it. I touched on it, but I didn't get deep, or I didn't get personal. I didn't get serious. But authentic happiness. Non-compromised happiness, happiness that is not learned or programmed. And that's another micro topic. Look at all these micro topics. So it's all really, it's as we light the menorah and enjoy the holiday, let's remember Hanukkah is about more than latkes and gifts. It's about history. It's about hope and miracles every single day. Maybe there's a little Hanukkah miracle waiting in each of us this year. And every year we are so much more than we think we are. We are bigger than we think we are. We are kinder, more understanding, more magical. I think it's just believing in yourself and believing in the magic that you bring to this world. So tonight, hanging out, we're just here. I can feel those mushrooms kicking in. This might be a really wacky show. I'm not even sure mentally I could stay on topic. I don't think I can get into the serious shit right now. The serious stuff with cannabinoids, cannabis and cancer. That's serious. That's thick, serious talk. And maybe an hour into the show, maybe I can do it. But right now, no. We're not that serious yet. Even though it's serious on a whole different level. It's serious because it's real science. Cannabis versus cancer, it's not pseudoscience. The studies that I have notated that have been done are peer-reviewed. They've been studied by multiple different faculties. And it's coming up that cannabis is an actual fight. It has a fight in the ring. It's a big fight in the ring. So doing things in combination, it's always about combination, the synergistic combination of things. I'm not sure which one I'm smoking. messing with 3 different ones tonight. So since I can tell that the mushroom, the wave of mushroomness is hitting me very, very powerful at the moment, very heavy. I'm probably gonna start sweating. I already feel hot. But I felt it was mood necessary for the last Sunday of the year, the last Sunday of 2024. Of course I'm gonna take mushrooms. It's been such a crazy, weird day. Emotionally, I've been detached. We get authentic, we get real on this show. And that is something that I have not seen in any other podcast. Getting real. This show, we get real. We talk about real shit. Real emotion, real feeling. And I don't know, I've been in an emotional prison. I've put myself in an emotional, I don't even know how to describe it. And I feel that. I feel that coming on. And so I felt I alone was not capable of pulling out of that, I guess, direction that I was going in fast enough for the show. So I had to reach into the emergency bag of mushrooms and make sure that the mood, even though I know once I started the show, everything was going to be fine. Once I start the show, I know the community is here for me. I am here for the community, so the mood was going to be fine. I think I just wanted to do the mushrooms. So I did. And that's it. It's great to do on a year in review. So I'm just going to kind of jump right into it. Elvis and Bob Joyce. So who, what's going on? So this is an intriguing theory. Let's talk about one of the most fascinating theories out there. What if Elvis Presley didn't actually die in 1977? Now, quick disclaimer, I am an Elvis fan of Elvis fans. And when I say this, I love Elvis, love him. Love his energy. As an individual, I heard he was not the greatest of people, but towards the end of his life, he was very religious. And I guess where I come in on this, I collected his things in memoriam of such a great artist, of somebody who changed the face of rock and roll, or changed the face of history. So to me, right there, that's a big deal. But what if, all right, so Elvis being one of the greatest, if not the greatest rock and roller of all time. I'm just saying, baby. I'm putting it out there. I don't want us to get all crazy right now. Don't touch my blue suede shoes. Okay. So what if Elvis did not die in 1977, but instead changed his identity to escape the crushing weight of fame? I mean, think about it. At the height of his career, Elvis was constantly in the public eye, with paparazzi hounding his every move. What if instead of meeting an untimely end, untimely being peanut butter jelly sandwiches or a peanut butter banana sandwich, fried sandwich. So his untimely end, what if instead he chose freedom over fame? What if at that point he let go? He let go of, I'm sure not personal possessions. He still had all those things that he really loved, baby. And that's what it's all about, honey. Yeah, blue suede shoes. Just gonna throw that out there. Let me see what we got. Oh, thank you, Guy. Hey, Guy, welcome to the show. Let me see. Great podcast, smart and highly entertaining. Look, that is from Guy himself. Guy himself. Not I. I have not said these things about myself. I didn't say I don't think them. Of course I do. Thank you. But no, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And welcome to the Sunday Smoke Sesh, the year in review. And we're talking about a topic that I've brought up for many weeks, but for some reason I have not gotten to. Elvis Presley, Bob Joyce. Here we go. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I look at the fact. I look at the picture in my face. I look at the video and the voice. We're going to talk about it. But quickly, we're not going to spend all night on it. We've got serious shit to get to. We've got a year in review, and it's not really that long. It's just crazy. It's more crazy. It's more chaotic. It's more... And I don't know if I want to get there. I want to stay positive. I want to stay in a good, positive direction, because that's what we're going to be doing as a group, entering into the next year. Positive, forward momentum. Actually, I like that. Positive, forward momentum, damn it. It got 3 snaps out of me, and that's a lie. Okay, so what if, all right, so what if, so let's look at, you know, it's wild. It's wild thought that Elvis didn't really die, but he fooled us. Ooh, I can feel that wave of, we're gonna call it mushroom love. So earlier in the show, I did take a very large amount of mushrooms, and I'm starting to feel waves of I don't know, of vibe, of frequency, of mood change. I think more than anything, it's mood change. I feel as a much more understanding person. As earlier today, I was I had put myself in an emotional jail. I wasn't sure if I could pull out by the time the show started. So I reached into the emergency bag. Okay, anyways. So we're talking about this religious transformation of Elvis. Towards the end of his career, Elvis became deeply, deeply religious. And he wasn't just dabbling. He was seeking something deeper, like a true spiritual connection. Elvis, towards the end, became someone else. And I'm not going to say towards the end. I think towards the beginning of his new transformation. But what if that transformation wasn't just personal, but physical and social? What if he found peace, not as the king of rock and roll, but as someone else entirely, like Bob Joyce, a preacher. A preacher. So who's Bob Joyce? Here's where it gets really interesting. So Bob Joyce is not just some preacher. He's a man whose physical appearance, mannerisms, most strikingly his voice, eerily identical to Elvis Presley's. When I say all of those things, he looks like him, but with gray hair and a beard. That's it. That's his fucking disguise. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna throw that out to you. He looks like Elvis. He sounds like Elvis. When he sings, he's not sitting there like he's doing an impersonation. Like when I'm doing an Elvis, when I'm breaking out the king of rock and roll, baby, it's an impersonation. I just cannot pull that. Ooh. It sounded serious. Everybody okay? Must be. Didn't hear any screaming. Everybody must be fine. I do an impersonation, but when Bob Joyce does it, he's just talking. He's talking like Elvis would talk, and he's thinking and working, and his mannerisms are Elvis in every way, shape, and form. It's the perfect time to reflect on those goals and make decisions that can transform your life. Absolutely, guy. Whether it's pursuing a new education, landing your dream job, getting financial stability, focusing on what brings, you can start strong and make significant progress in the first quarter. See? Look at this. He's already looking at the first quarter. He's got his eye on the prize, whatever that prize might be. The prize is feeling good, being authentic. You know, don't wait. Embrace the opportunity to create the future you want. Take charge of your journey. See, I like that. Look at, he's ready. Look at that energy that he's got going into the next year. That's what it's all about. That is what approaching 2025 is all about. It's about energy, positive momentum, forward momentum. We're not going backwards anymore. We're not giving energy to those things that don't serve us any longer, that don't enhance our lives or enhance our progress forward. We are going to be putting energy forward towards the things that are going to help change our life, your life, everybody's life. I'm going to be bringing kindness. I'm bringing understanding and openness, but I'm bringing more energy, like more physical power. I'm just getting out there with it. That's like, I mean, I was going to do it anyways. But I'm letting you know that I'm going to be bringing it. So bad for me, but so delicious. So his voice, he looks like him. He sounds like him. The guy does, he preaches and he sounds like Elvis. And when he sings, he gets on the piano and he plays and he sounds just like him. I mean, it's wild. So yeah. Wow. It's Elvis Presley. I feel like it's Elvis Presley. So one of his sermons, before speaking, he said, all right, just want to let you know, everybody, I am Elvis Presley. Get over it. All right, let's get on with our sermon. Or no, then he goes, does anybody have a problem with that? And everybody went quiet. A few people giggled. He goes, all right, then, we're going to get on with our sermon. Thank you very much. Praise the Lord. I heard this while watching that tidbit. Blew my mind. I'm like, look at this. It's like he's joking with us. He's letting us know. And Bob Joyce said that the whole story will come out when he feels it's right. When he feels it's right, the guy's like 90 years old. When he feels it's right. It might not be right much longer. Okay, so let's talk about it. This isn't an impersonation. It's not someone trying to sound like Elvis. It's a voice so authentic that it makes you stop and say, shit, that's Elvis. Not like, oh, he sounds like Elvis. It's Elvis. When you hear Bob Joyce sing, it's unmistakable. The tone, the range, the way he carries a song, it's Elvis. Could it be that it isn't just coincidence, but a deliberate decision by Elvis to use his gift in different ways? Towards the end of his life, he became very religious. Of course he's going to become a preacher if he's going to become someone else. And he was quiet for many years. Many, many years. But this same guy, Bob Joyce, was at the funeral of Elvis. I mean, he was there. Very interesting. He was allowed in parts of Graceland that the public has never been allowed in. Why this guy? Why? Because he sounds like Elvis? No, because he is Elvis. That's why. He was having a peanut butter banana fried sandwich. That's what he was having. We are going to thrive. We are going to thrive in 25. I like that guy. Thank you. Guy's on fire today. He is on fire because he's feeling it. That magic that we talk about, that's what Guy is feeling. He feels that magic kind of like bubbling up. And it's like, yes. He almost can't wait for he's opened himself up to that energy. Guy is open to that frequency, open to that energy. And that's what you need to be open to. You need to be open to that wild energy. But you don't know it's wild. You don't know it's a great frequency until you drop all the other bullshit. You let it go. When you can let it go, that changes everything. Wait, oh, hey! See, I can't see that. It's you. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth. Fantastic. Look at the excellent smoke sesh we got tonight. We've got a bunch of amazing people joining us on the Mushroom Trip Smoke Sesh of the Sunday Highly Motivated Show. Figured it was time to get into the second doink. I'm feeling pretty strong waves from the mushrooms. I can't lie. They are really strong waves of mushrooms. But when I look, actually, I'll show you what I mean. Look at that. Look. But the cannabis helps. So lighting up another joint is going to soften the wave that I'm getting. The wave, because mushrooms kind of hit you in multiple waves. You'll get a nice little onset, like, ooh, okay. And then you'll get a really strong onset. And you're like, whoa, what is going on? Essential tremors. What's an essential tremor? It's at this age, there's no tremor. Look, there's no tremor. You see that? Stiff like a board. Nothing. Just throwing that one out there. But this side I'm shaking no problem. Okay. But yes. Cannabis actually helps tremendously in the waves. So instead of them being so powerful, Maybe this acts a bit as a buffer for me and helps my body and mind assimilate that mushroomness. Whatever this one is, much tastier than the last one. The last one wasn't very flavorful. This one's much more flavorful. Okay, so imagine being Elvis Presley, living under constant scrutiny with no privacy, no peace, and I mean none, and a constant pressure to perform and always perform bigger, be more. That's always what was there. Oh, there is something happening. Oh my God, it freaked me out just now. I thought it was the music and I'm listening to the music, but there was like a knocking or a tapping going on right behind me. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? We got a dog. I mean, we didn't get a dog. Gideon, one of my twins, he got a dog. And we're watching it. But it's in the hallway behind me with a really large bone, and it's a tiny dog. So it must be wrestling that bone from one side of the hallway to the other. I'm going to come out. It's going to be like gone. I'm like, how'd you do that? Tiny dog. But look, think about the heavy burden. And for someone like Elvis, who was so human, despite the legend that people created about him, it might have been the only way that he thought he could truly live was to die in the public eye. Of course, now I like to be more evidence-based, and this could be a lot of wishful thinking, but I do want to say that once seeing Bob Joyce, I stopped buying Elvis memorabilia. Ooh, this one's definitely more of an expectorant. So, this theory raises questions. Is it just wishful thinking from fans who never wanted to let go of Elvis? Or is there something more to it? When you look at the photos, you hear the voice, you consider the timing, it feels like there's something more to the story. So they've done facial recognition, not by his permission, of course, but by taking the two men's pictures, Elvis and Bob Joyce's pictures, and putting them together. There are moles in the same places. There are creases in the same places. The faces are almost identical, but like with a 25-year difference. It's all right. So I feel the legacy lives on. Whether or not you believe in Bob Joyce being Elvis, there's something beautiful about the idea that someone who brought so much joy to the world found a way to live out his days in peace, still using his voice, still using his talent, not for fame, but for faith. That to me is something maybe even bigger. He brought music that is still changing the world around us, changes people's moods and uplifts and inspires other artists to create amazing music. Elvis did something very few other artists have ever done. Michael Jackson, Bob Dylan, but Elvis was bigger. Probably the biggest artist internationally, worldwide. He did something so big. It was next generation with his music, with his moves and how he incorporated this. It was like we were, the music was already out there. It wasn't him who created it. The moves were already out there. He didn't create those either. I don't want to give him credit necessarily for things. I give him credit for going mainstream and not being afraid to fight the current power of music industry or of censorship and control from our government, through our music, to us. His music was a breakthrough. Yes, there was some amazing stuff in the juke joints, and and there are some amazing artists out there, but who we're talking about right now is Elvis. I mean, you want to talk about some other artists, we can get pretty wild. So I think it's amazing that he's using it for faith. Now, ultimately, this isn't just about whether Elvis faked his death or not. It's about the mystery of identity, the pressure of fame, and the lengths someone might go to find peace. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, it's a story that captures the imagination and keeps the legend of Elvis Presley alive in a whole new way. In a whole new way. So I think you should go check out Bob Joyce. I think you should listen to some of his sermons. I think you should listen to him sing. Look him up on the YouTube. The YouTube will definitely have a library of Bob Joyce. And I'm quite sure there are there's a lot. There are a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that already think Bob Joyce is Elvis Presley. Hear them out. Hear them out. Listen to what might be out there. I think it's pretty, look, okay, who's Bob Joyce? Let's just start there. Before moving on, who is Bob Joyce? Pastor Bob Joyce, born Robert Wayne Joyce on June 19th, 1952. He's a Christian minister known for his deep commitment to preaching the gospel, blah, 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 blah. He was ordained as a minister in 1981 and has been married to his wife, Willena, since 1975. Together they have 3 children, several grandchildren. Now, wait. I want to mention, I think who he's married to was one of the girlfriends of Elvis Presley. Bob Joyce is married to one of the girlfriends of Elvis Presley. One of the girlfriends that he had shortly before his death, or the girlfriend that he had when he died. Oh. I'm sorry, I get excited. So around 2010, Pastor Joyce, he founded the Household Faith Church in Benton, Arkansas. Initially, he and his wife met with a small group of 7 or 8 people weekly, and they did this for years quietly. So I really feel like Elvis was trying to get his footing back into fame. And that's, what is that? Ew, what is that? I don't know. So his congregation's been growing. In 2019, the church settled on its new location in Salt Creek Road, where, let me see, the sole pastor of the Household of Faith, he's got musical talents, and okay. So really nothing, there is bobjoyce.org. So he has an official website. And he makes the claims that he is not Elvis Presley. He has said it. I am not Elvis Presley. Okay? He says it on his website. But in a in a live recording from somebody's phone, during one of his sermons, he said it. He goes, look, I am Elvis Presley. Does anybody have a problem with that? Nope. All right, let's get over it. Let's get back to the sermon. Why would you do that if you're adamantly denying that you're not Elvis, and then during, with all your riot people, and one person's filming that shit from the side because he didn't think he was being filmed. That's what so the way he talks is the truth comes out when he doesn't think anybody's filming. So that's why he's had to come out with so many different things. Her name was Willena. See, I'm so bad. Or something like that. Correct. Heard about this see? Tell me that's not a quinky dink. That's like too much. That right there alone, that is so much of a quinky dink. But definitely he has, go to bobjoyce.org. where his sermons, his music, other resources, and blah, blah, blah are available. Okay, so it's important to note that Pastor Joyce has publicly addressed and denied any claims, comparisons, suggesting he is another person, specifically Elvis Presley. He has stated that his ministry is solely blah, blah, blah focused on all these great things. But there are videos online, which are not fakes, that show him admitting that he is Elvis Presley. Ooh, I could feel a whole new wave right now. This is something different. The first two waves, one was a little nauseating for a moment, got me like a little dizzy. This one's very light. Very, hey, how are you? All right. Okay. This is a happy fifth night of Hanukkah. So we told the story earlier. We're not going to go back into it. But he did make a mistake during one of his sermons, and he did actually come out and say that he was Elvis. He's actually done it during a few different services. But it's important to approach such claims with caution. Let me see, the videos suggesting, yeah. Actually, I had a video. I wish I could put the link. That's I think what I was trying to do earlier. I was trying to put a link, but I don't think I could do that in the comments. At least I can't. You can interpose his image with Elvis to see if the bone structure matched. See, they've done this, Nick. They have done this, and I'm telling you, it doesn't just match perfection. They got the same. They got the same. You know what I'm talking about. Just the way the lip moves and the way the lip does it. They have the same. No, they do. They've done a facial comparison of the guys, and they put them side by side together compositely. It's the same person. Forensic science. So even though we see, okay, and that's a good question here. Why is it then when we see the forensic science of something like this, like we see the proof in our face, but we still don't believe it? Why? When you see the forensic proof, what then is still making you feel as though this guy is not Elvis? Or one other crazy theory, and I just want to, okay. So I don't know if this was and you got, look, this is where I get far out there, and of course I'm on mushrooms and blah, 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 and I would never tell this story normally, because I know it happened, but within what time and space that it happened, I'm not even sure anymore. I remember where it happened. It happened at a place called Dulles High School. Was it Dulles? Dulles High School in Sugar Land, Texas. This had to be 1992. 1992. I'm in an auditorium, the big auditorium, and they brought in a speaker. And the speaker, he was like the adopted brother of Elvis. And one of the adopted brothers. And later in his life, he would come to Graceland and hang out and da-da-da-da-da. And he was talking about drugs and how he had to recover and something. And he used Elvis as an example. He goes, look, I was his adopted brother. And look, I'm just saying, I think through some weird, different story, we were told then that he was still alive. The guy was like, look, I was there the day he died. And he's like, nobody's allowed upstairs. Nobody can go see. But he basically had a aneurysm heart attack on the toilet. And people were asking this guy questions, and I can't remember his name, but he was doing like a circuit for like Dare or something at the time. Schwartzy Pants. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Highly Motivated. But yeah, he was love the name. Just, I love the originality in things. But I remember this guy in some weird parallel universe. But it happened. It was like 1992, Dulles High School auditorium in like Sugar Land, Texas. And this guy was like talking as though, and maybe it was even earlier than that in another school in the area, but how he was there when Elvis died, and he was talking about how drugs are bad and blah 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 blah. But this guy, he was talking about his recovery, and then we were asking him questions. All right, here's what I was trying to get to a moment ago. Sorry, I phased. We were asking him questions, and about Elvis, and he had mentioned that Elvis had planned for more. You know, he was making big plans and setting things up in other places, like you know, he had a home in Arkansas. I'm like, what's going on? He's got a home over here, and he's got a home over there. And he's been getting these ready so that he can live out his career, and that's what he was doing shortly before he died. Okay, and throughout all the questioning, this guy let out a lot of information. But I think at that time, us as kids, we weren't the detectives that we should have been. We weren't asking the right questions. Instead, we're kids sitting in an auditorium. Like, you know, look, we're freshmen, we're juniors, we're sophomores. I think I was like a junior. I don't know. Anyways, so originally I was supposed to graduate in 93, so I would have been a senior. Or maybe almost a senior. I don't know. Maybe I was that person in between almost being a senior. Anyways, doesn't matter. But that's where we were, and we're loud kids. We're making jokes. We're already probably pretty high. And I wish I remember what he said so much more closely, because I think these were the clues that I could have kind of deciphered later in my life. Deciphered and looked at Bob Joyce and said, holy shit, he was preparing. He was getting things ready. Okay, we talked about Elvis a lot, but I love Elvis. Elvis was a big part of my life. I looked at Elvis as, you know, as something more. But by the way, did anybody else like Jim Morrison? Like Jim Morrison, they faked his death in 1971 and assumed a new identity? Did he? Oh, look, Morrison's death in Paris was like sudden and shrouded in mystery with no autopsy performed. So could it be Jim Morrison did the same thing Elvis did and shed his fame, shed his personality, and became somebody else? I mean, a lot of fans claim that he moved to a place in the U.S. and lived under a different name. Jim Morrison, just like that. A man resembling Morrison was reportedly spotted in the Pacific Northwest during the 1980s. And when they say he looked like Morrison, he looked and he probably smelled like Morrison. I heard he smelled pretty rough. He was very natural, very natural. Andy Kaufman, the comedian. This guy, look, when you talk about method acting, he took method acting to a whole new level. So Kaufman, a comedian known for his elaborate pranks, faked his death from lung cancer in 1984. Now, he did smoke heavily. Kaufman often spoke of faking his death as the ultimate performance art. He spoke of it. He put it out there. Andy Kaufman, he said this, that he would fake his death. This would be the biggest performance art piece that the world has ever seen. And that's what he would say. Theorists believe he planned to resurface 30 years after his death, though no evidence has ever emerged. But wouldn't that be insane? That he comes out 30 years after his supposed death, and here he is, I'm back. Hey, what did you think of that piece of art? I don't know if he would be applauded or if he would be shunned from the world of Hello to everyone from Florida. Who beholden? I'm holding nothing. I ate them already. I ate a big chunk of mushroom chocolates tonight. And yeah, that was just delicious. Just for research purposes, of course. Just research purposes. But other than that, nobody holds anything. But no, forensic science. What am I talking about? My brain just went, let me see. I don't know. I think that was huge. Andy Kaufman coming back, that would be big. Michael Jackson? I don't think Michael Jackson is dead. I feel like he moved to Saudi Arabia and he is living out his life there. He has traveled back to the United States and they've got him on camera, but he's a different identity. He doesn't look like, it looks like him, but like he's like in a melting wax costume. I don't know. The guy that I can't remember the name, but maybe, so Michael Jackson faked his death in 2009 to escape public scrutiny and financial troubles. Now, keep in mind, there was a lot of evidence that he died, and there was a guy who went to jail, and a lot of court, but with all of that going on, that can still be part of the conspiracy. That can still be part of the make sure they never really know. So, alleged sightings of Michael Jackson since his death, including videos claiming he attended his own funeral. He was there at his own funeral. If you look at the videos, look, there was, the conspiracy theorists point to inconsistencies in circumstances surrounding his death. And yes, there are a few inconsistencies. It happened and, you know, you really don't get to see, but when do you get to see it? Any normal person dies. When are you going to get to see all the more coroner's report? You don't get to see shit unless you're family. Speculations surrounding Michael Jackson. So I would say he's still alive, or he's died now, or he hasn't died. He was at a Diddy party. I'm pretty sure he was at a Diddy party. I know I said it. See, I think it's like my first Diddy mention in quite some time. So Diddy did it all over the place, and I think Michael Jackson was doing it a Diddy way. No, I don't think he was even part of that kind of shit. But I'm pretty sure he's still killing it in a big palace in Saudi Arabia or something. I don't know. Private, secluded island, lots of security. Tupac's another one. Now, they say he faked his death in 1996 and relocated, possibly to Cuba or to Africa. Numerous reported sightings of Tupac alive in Cuba and elsewhere in the world. His music has been released after death. So most of this music that we're getting from Tupac came after his death. A lot of it contains very cryptic messages, which fans interpret as proof of his continued existence. And friends and collaborators have fueled rumors with ambiguous comments over the years. And they have. They've been, let me see. Hello to everyone from Florida. The more these mushrooms kick in, the harder it is to read comments. Let me see, forensic science. I don't know why I keep going back to forensic science. It's like, it draws me to it. Princess Diana, I mean, look, she was an amazing princess. But the claims that Princess Diana of Wales faked her death in 1997 to escape media scrutiny and live a peaceful life. But there was so much going on. If you ever watch any of those documentaries, it will blow your mind. And it will blow your mind that the crown has gotten away with what they've gotten away with. That's all I'm going to say. People have said less and they've disagreed. So I'm not fucking with the crown. I'm not, I said what I said, but we're just going to say basically, look, conspiracies, talk about inconsistencies in reports, and we're not going to dive in there. I leave the English government alone, only because they haven't done anything to me. Let's leave them be. I'm a dual citizen. I hold a citizenship in England. So why upset them? No, I think I had to let those go. Did I let those go? I probably let those go. I didn't let anything go. Okay, Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne. So I'm sure you've thought it. When you see Avril Lavigne now, that's not Avril Lavigne. There are claims allegedly that she died in 2003 and was replaced with a lookalike named Melissa Vandella. Melissa Vandella. Fans point out differences in Lavigne's appearance and musical style over the years and how it's changed. Theories analyze the song lyrics for clues, the voice, interpreting them as almost like a confession. Much like the Beatles. Look, we're going to get there. The Melissa theory is often dismissed as a hoax, but remains a popular internet conspiracy. And even, Avril Lavigne herself, in videos, has joked directly about this. So maybe they joke to throw us off. Maybe they joke and they put this information out there in our face. And they say, haha, look at this. This is what's going on. And we don't believe it. We don't believe it. We don't believe in aliens, but they're putting it in our face. The government is doing this, but look behind their back. Look what they're doing. They're doing something else. It's distraction. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're not seeing the truth. We're not seeing the real flipping truth, and it's right there in front of us. And so Paul McCartney is dead from the Beatles. Paul McCartney, he's dead. He died. Paul McCartney of the Beatles allegedly died in 1966 and was replaced by a lookalike named William Campbell. Fans have analyzed the songs and the lyrics, album artwork, and there are so many hidden messages. Backwards, you play the album, it says Paul is dead. Everything pointing to McCartney's death. Look, the Abbey Road album cover and reversed audio tracks are cited as probably the biggest clues to the band acknowledging that McCartney died and they replaced him. Wow. I grew up with these conspiracies, and maybe these were fueled by the artists themselves to create more want, more intrigue, more, hey, there's something going on over there. Maybe right there, that's where it got exciting. That's where they're like, holy shit, Avril Lavigne is just boring and never going to go anywhere. But wait, she died and she's been replaced. Look at the conspiracy that's floating in the back logs of the internet. And it's renewed interest in media. They're like, is she really Avril Lavigne? Let's go check her out. Now ticket sales are bigger, concerts are bigger, her shitty songs are not as shitty, and they're more interesting. Actually, I like Avril Lavigne. Okay, there you go. I said it. I like her songs. I like all music. I like everything from world beat to electronica to some dirty jazz. I love it all. I love everything. I love music. I love the differences in it. I love pop in all of its subcultures. Not always all of it, but I enjoy beat. I enjoy segments. I enjoy sampling from a little bit of everything. It's good. I have backup. Okay, so obviously faking one's death, it goes without, or creating a alternate reality. Hey, Avril Lavigne died, or Paul McCartney died, or any one of these artists. Coolio's not dead. He's avoiding tax troubles. Wait, is Coolio dead? Oh, I would feel terrible if I just killed Coolio. Like, he's not actually dead, and I'm talking as though he's dead. I feel like he's dead. I feel like Coolio died. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm sorry, Coolio, if you're not dead, but I think you are. It's like I'm speaking into existence. I think you are. Just saying. I think I remember hearing Coolio had died, and they're like, the guy with Gangsta's Paradise. Okay, well, I'm going to keep moving on. But there's been a lot of different artists and a lot of different theories, and I think that's really what it comes down to. A lot of artists, a lot of theories. But tonight we've already talked about a lot. We've talked about the story of Hanukkah. We've talked about some crazy Elvis, Bob Joyce kind of stuff. And, you know, we've got the year in review. What is a 2024 year in review? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the respect of let's look big. So reflecting on the geopolitical landscape of 24, several significant events have reshaped regions, influenced global dynamics. So let's delve into some of these developments. And I'm not going to do big. I'm going to do a little bit, like boom, 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 because I have my own feelings and I know what's going on in certain areas. Like, for example, I'm just going to mention, just throwing it out there, what started the whole Russia-Ukraine thing was not what you think it is. Okay. Bill Clinton broke a treaty. He broke a treaty with Putin. Sorry, Putin. Not trying to piss you off. Putin. So Putin had the UN guide, or had the boundaries through the UN and through the treaty with the US. And the US had allowed, or Clinton had allowed through a bill, for the expansion of territories of Ukraine. Now, does that make what Putin is doing right? No, he's fucking wrong. He's really fucking wrong. And he's threatening World War III as we speak. That's deep. Look, I waited till we went like an hour in, but we're going with the year in review, and this to me is one of the biggest topics right now because it is moving into the next year. It's not over. So he has been touting his hypersonic missiles. Now, this is something the Chinese were working on as well. So the Chinese and the Russians both have what's called hypersonic missiles. Now, traditional missiles have a trajectory that go kind of like elliptical. So they have to go in this long arch. Hypersonic missiles go straight to space and straight down to their target, which makes it very difficult for anti or defense systems to stop any of these kind of attacks. So this is a new missile technology and recently capable of carrying ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, or nuclear capable missiles. So the conflict between Russia and the Ukraine has persisted throughout the year, with both nations experiencing shifts in territorial control and military strategies. Russia had set off a very big bomb, huge, probably one of the biggest that have been used in any of these conflicts ever to date. So, not going too deep into that, but there's been a huge back and forth, and there have been so many casualties on both sides. This is where, look, even though we are in the future of war, and they are using drones on both sides, not just for reconnaissance, but to attack, to drop bombs. Look at the future of warfare. This is even accelerating, I think, the future of police force or police capabilities, because I've seen the future of robotics now. Wow, out of China, the future of robotics? Have you guys seen this shit? It's insane. I can tell that I'm very happy, like excitedly happy. But the future of robotics, China recently released what was it, like 100 robots in competition with Elon Musk. But these things were incredible. They have 360 movement. They can flip, and they are, what's the word? Where, like, you can't knock it down. It sits on regardless, we're going to keep moving. You can't knock these things down. They have their own center of gravity. Not even sure what to call it. So okay, so moving on. Wow, Syria, and the fall of President Bashar al-Assad, which he needed to go down. He was going down. He was going down. And right as he was escaping and he got into a plane, this plane on its way to Russia crashed. And everybody on the plane died. But then there are reports of Assad already in Russia after this incident. So they're trying to misdirection and distract us a little bit. And Putin's like, I have him. Of course I have him. But look, he died in the plane. Shut up. There you go. That's your information. So Putin is covering up for Assad. But this huge event was a collapse. And this now is the beginning. This is a power vacuum. That where Assad's departure, you have the Islamic roots have assumed control, pledging to establish a new system, but there are concerns regarding the governance and approach. Israel has already attacked the weapons caches, not the people, but the weapons caches, and blown up chemical weapons that could have been used, that were being used on Syria's own people. Assad was using chemical weapons against his own people for years, and this was a huge stockpile. Israel came in, blew the shit up. So a lot's going on. Tehran is crumbling right now. Reports are that there is no governance. There's nobody to turn to, and nobody knows who's next. There's a huge destabilization. So the fall of Assad's regime has also had a ripple effect across the region, notably impacting Iran's strategic position. Syria was like a crucial ally for Iran, was also a crucial ally for Russia. Russia had to dismantle their operations and pull out. And that was a huge blow for Putin. That's a huge blow. You think he could handle that shit? There's a lot coming at him. And I'm just going to let you know, I think Putin died a long time ago. I think they've been replacing him with clones. I said it. You heard me. I'll say it again. I think I think he died. I mean, he's an older cat, but look at him. He doesn't look old. He looks like Putin. He doesn't look like an imposter. He looks like Putin. He looks strong. He looks young. He looks ready to run the country another 40 years. Ha ha ha. But if you look at him, I remember seeing him 5 years ago. He didn't look this strong. 5 years ago, he wasn't strong like Bull. 5 years ago, he was strong, but he was old strong. He was like, I'm going to die. I know it. I think there was even talk that he had possibly, he was dealing with cancer and some other things, and he's beaten everything, and he's beaten it looking younger. Maybe he's figured out a way to transfer his consciousness to a new biological body that is him, because I think he would be the test subject that the Russians are currently working on. Putin must never die. You understand? We will work on this project. Project is excellent. We take Putin and we move him to next body. When body gives out, we're like, no problem. We have backup. We are good. Putin will run Mother Russia forever. Okay, sorry, that was my whole Russian. And I have to say, now I'm feeling much better. The largest waves that were hitting me, they've calmed down a bit. It doesn't mean nothing's going to hit me again later. It probably will. But yes, so instability in Tehran and Iran. So now you have two big regimes coming down. Instability in the area like you wouldn't believe. That's infrastructure. And who's going to come in and back the new governments so that the people have food, have working infrastructure, have toilets working, and people in the government. Because if people aren't getting paid, they're not going to go work the waste systems. If people aren't getting paid by the government, they're not going to police the criminals. If people are not getting paid, they quit their jobs. And then the whole country collapses. This happened in Gaza like 20 years ago. And then Israel came back in. And so this whole time in Gaza, Israel runs the waste systems. Israel runs the water systems. They, because nobody works it, nobody was getting paid. And so another country had to come in and take it over. But the events of 24 have significantly altered our geopolitical landscape, particularly Eastern Europe and the Middle East, which is now coming to a boiling point. Russia, China, now coming into the mix, and strong. Strong players. Strong because China has more battleships than we do. Warships. I think our total number of ass-kicking ships here in the United States is 284. China currently has 321. Holy shit. They have surpassed us. But have they surpassed us in military technology? Probably. Probably. In manpower? Yes, of course. What are we thinking? But it's not advantageous for China to take over America. They own too much of us and they're making too much money from us. They have a customer in us that is never ending. Of course, they also have a customer in North Korea and they have a customer in Russia. So you're right, why do they need us? Christopher, welcome to the show. Welcome. Christopher Serrell, everybody. Future Time Machine Project or the Time Machine Project. You got to go check out his page. New episodes, new happenings all the time. Definitely check out his podcast. So look him up on LinkedIn. You'll get all the information. Like him, follow him, become part of his whole structure. Awesome sauce. That's how he started. That's Year in Review. And I got to say, he gets an award as one of our greatest participants and members of Highly Motivated. So these are like, same with you, Nick. Nick, you're also getting an award. You get an award for a kick-ass commenter, kick-ass contributor of Highly Motivated. So everybody's getting an award. These are just personal. I'm giving them out. It's like digital. Do you feel it? I gave one to the Horticulture last show. And they're here tonight as well. Just rock and roll progression. These guys kicking ass this whole year. They're climbing the ladder. They see it. They believe it. They believe they're already rock stars. And you know something? They're becoming those rock stars. And they're awesome. If you ever watch their show, the energy they put out, the Horticulture I'm talking about, by the way. I'm talking about THC, the Horticulture. These guys put out so much energy, so much effort. And they're great. They harmonize in together. They've got their own original music. They do some great covers. And they're playing in Ocala New Year's Eve night from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. They are going to be playing live. What a great set, bringing in the new year. I love that, man. It's awesome. What excellent energy. Okay. Let me see. We got Chris. We got Nick. Excellent. Feeling good. Excellent. Welcome. It's good to have everybody here on the Smoke Sesh. This is our last Sunday of the year. The last Sunday for the whole year. I mean, the last Sunday. I think that's pretty awesome. Do you want to see the doggy? Just really quickly. Let me do this. Because I don't want to smoke around the doggy. Why? I mean, I would, but I don't want to hotbox the doggy into this room. Hold on. I just want to show you the doggy. Let me see if I can pull this off. All right. Hey. Zoinks. Okay. So this is Zoinks. So this beauty right here, she is, my son rescued her. Yeah, but I'm going to take her. No. She's an absolute sweetie pie. You see the camera? Do you see yourself? Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Zwinkies. Her tail's going like a mile a second. It's just like, but she's awesome. So, isn't she beautiful? So I don't know exactly what she is, but I'm pretty sure she's part pit. But that's okay. That's okay. It's how you raise the animals. You know, it's in the energy in the household in which they are. I know. I'm holding you uncomfortably. I know. Okay. You see everybody? Okay. You see? Yeah? Such a good girl. Such a good girl. Yes, you are. Absolutely. Okay. I know she's beautiful though, isn't she? So let me just put her back really quickly. Back in gardening. Thank you, girlie. Thank you. Oh, yes. Such a sweetie. Such an absolute sweetie. Yes, she is the sweetest thing in the world. We're babysitting right now for my son, but we like to babysit. We hold the dog as long as she really puts her. But not exactly sure what it is, but definitely taking care of it and pampering this animal. I mean, we've got three other dogs, all girls, and they're amazing, and they're all sisters. And so introducing this one was wild because I mean, all together they started to gang up, but she held her own. She jumped up and she started biting at them. They're like, whoa, what's going on here? And then they all love her. So they love her. Thank you very much. Thank you. I know it's the puppy. The puppy gets all the acclaim. But I can hear her behind me right now guarding the hallway. So she's making sure that if anybody comes into this hallway, she will let me know. That's an awesome, that's like the best puppy. If I could, I'd bring her in here, but she's not potty trained, and we're working on the potty training. So pads, that's what I need to get more of. Oh, and my thing got all wet. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, but we will talk about that. See, I've got notes and I've got notes. I've got extra notes and notes tonight because I felt like it being the last Sunday, this is so important. I don't look at it other than we go by what the Julian or the Gregorian calendar. So we go. I looked down. We got Frank the Tank Griswold. Smoke weed every fucking day. There you go. Fantastic. He's here. He is here in pure Frank fashion. Oh, wait, Frank, I got to show you this. So you were talking about House of Platinum the other day, right? And I was like, what do I have from House of Platinum that is just so flipping awesome? I have this ashtray that I'm going to give you. This is the coolest House of Platinum. And I know what it sounds like, y'all, but it's a cannabis. It's a cannabis provider here in the state of Florida. House of Platinum. This is a bendy ashtray. I'm using the bigger ashtray. Don't worry, I'm not using this one. But Frank, this one's for you. And I'm lit. And moon boots, dude. Listen. I put an order in today, and they called me from Ocala. And he was like, Orrin, I'm sorry, Orrin, you don't have enough. You can get 1/8. I was like, what is going on? The way the state is now messing with people's recs, this is like, I don't know. I think we should pick it something with a few joints. But here in the state of Florida, we have a medical cannabis program, and I'm on the medical cannabis program, and Frank is on the program. Let me see. I'm lit. Moon Boots. Moon Boots was originally offered from the House of Platinum. But these guys, House of Platinum. But Goldflower recently grew the strain. And so, Frank, is it better from Goldflower? Or is it better? 3% terps, beautiful. Is it better from Goldflower or is it better from House of Platinum? He would be the best to judge that because it's one of the strains that he's enjoyed so much. Goldflower, another medical provider here in the state of Florida, and if you know me, you know that's my favorite. And then Jungle Boys, and then Flowery. And then sometimes Jungle Boys has come out with some fire. It's a little expensive for my appetite, but fire. I mean, wow. Same with gold flour. But gold flour, I can afford it. I mean, they make it attainable. Organic, hand-trimmed, living soil, absolute golden wonder from gold flour. Golden. They really saved my view on cannabis here in Florida. They brought me back and said, this is what it should be. And I'm like, wow, this is what it should be all around the United States. That's how good it was. This is how it should be. You know, it was on par, if not, it was on par, and if not better than California weed. If not better. Almost better. You've got no rec for like 2 weeks. Oh my God, that's gotta be terrible. But wait, you got the moon boots right now. You're smoking the moon boots, and you've smoked moon boots before with the House of Platinum. So that's why I'm asking, who does it better? Oh, you did? Oh shit, wait, let me read the comments. Let me catch up a little bit. Literally just bought an ounce of it from House of Platinum like 2 weeks ago, then turned around and bought an ounce of Whisker Lickens. Okay. That explains it. Now I understand. We're gonna have to get Frank on the show. Frank has got great energy. I think you're all gonna enjoy Frank. He's hysterical. He's a no-holds-barred kind of individual, salt of the earth. I speak of these people, and I want you to meet the people I speak of. When I say salt of the earth, I mean, look, you can believe in what they say. Not the kindest person he will be. Yes. The most open, yes. The most understanding, yes. Snappy, yes. But rightfully so. We all need to be a little snappier sometimes. When I say that, you don't have to be nice to be kind. And he is nice, but don't push his buttons. Don't make him seem not intelligent or smart or part of the group, because, you know, then you might be shunned by his owner. It's such a grand person. I think you'd like him. I think you'd like Frank. Frankie, you need to DM me or just call me. We need to talk. I think you need to come do the stream. You need to do this. You need to be highly motivated. You have a highly enthusiastic energy with humor, a sarcastic touch of humor behind it. That's got a lot of heart mixed in. You see? That's a lot. I'm just telling you. I'm telling this so the audience hears me. That maybe in the coming year, I'll have some guests besides me just chat for like 3 hours. You can also look at other people and have them chitty chat while I stare and smoke a little bit. Now, I'm not saying I don't have anything gold flower. I've got this beautiful rosin I'm smoking on right now. And this is actually an indica. Again, I don't want to describe things indica, hybrid sativa, but whatever. This would be what we describe as an indica with the very, 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 very relaxing effects mentally and physically. And it works very well like that because a lot of things, they can relax the body, but my mind will still keep going. This one does both at the same time. Magical. Okay. When I order you LED neon sign that says highly motivated, but you will have to stream from this house first in order to receive your gift. I think that's a deal. That's fine. But I don't know where the hell I'm going to put a highly. I love it though, and I'm going to have to move things back a little bit. So I'm going to have to create. Well, coming year, I want more of a studio. It's got to be a small sign. Frank, it's got to be a small sign. It's got to be a small neon sign. Just so it could be everywhere, so it can go everywhere. A portable sign. I wanted to get a mini microphone. What happened to my microphone? My microphone disappeared. I had this mic. Whatever it's called. I want to get a little tiny one, like a little itsy bitsy miniature microphone. Okay. Anyways, let me see. You forgot, funny mofo. We were setting up a room of party streams. I'm smoking moon boots. No, he's smoking moon boots. But you're smoking moon boots now, but from House of Platinum. Wait. What am I Let me see. Nick, good night. You have a great evening. Hey, remember, Nick, this is the last Sunday of 24. Bring that energy. Just a few more days. I'm not going to be with you guys in the countdown. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do like a sneak live just for shits and giggles. But, let me tell you what, Nick, hope your energy, hope your aspirations, your beliefs, I hope everything that you look for is that energy and that power, Nick, comes to you. I hope all of it for New Year's. If you're going to a party, be careful, be safe. If you're staying home, celebrate in your own way. If it's not a drink, have some mead. Nick, I know you're making mead. So that's a good night to taste all the different meads and see which ones are going to be the winners for the coming year. But Nick, definitely you have a great night. Let me see. Go big or go home, LOL, under 24 inches. Under 24 inches? Wait, where did that come from? Under 24 inches. Don't ask what I was thinking. Look, Frank, don't ask. I don't even know where my mind went. It's out there tonight, people. Tonight, I'm like swimming in a sea of emotional thought. That's what mushrooms make me feel like. When I take mushrooms, they make me feel as though I'm kind of swimming in a sea of emotional thought. Because that's what it is. You're out there and you're kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's so much that you're more open to speak about the details of life, but at the same time not, because you're still so emotionally guarded. And that's where I was talking about the authenticity of happiness and how happy we really become. Coming into the next year and me doing this 2024, I can't not talk about the UAPs or the drones or the orbs. Significant increase in sightings. Reports of UAPs across the U.S. have skyrocketed. Everywhere you look, there are now videos, and we are becoming desensitized. Have you noticed? We're not as shocked. We are not as shocked at now these new videos that we're seeing. I saw an energy orb in a video the other day. And I'm like, this could not be real. It was from a news reporter. And I'm watching this and I'm like, listen, that is a fucking energy orb. But it's a big orb. It's not swamp gas or some weird shit. It's a large orb that is changing space and time for whatever craft or entity that is within it. It is shielding that entity from quick speed maneuvers, from high speed, light speed, that warp speed. Scotty! Wow. But that is what we're being shown right now. So we're being desensitized. And this year, the reports are through the roof. The sightings range from structured crafts of all sizes. The videos have gotten better. Some as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. And then the orbs are a thing entirely themselves, where they morph into a craft. I saw one morph, not like put on a video. But the video was from two different angles, two different people holding their phones going, holy shit. Wow. This is where it gets exciting. This is where disclosure is all around us. And I feel as though we are being shown disclosure constantly. I mean, look, these orbs seem to defy the traditional physics, moving at impossible speeds, demonstrating advanced energy manipulation. Look, they're extraterrestrial. They're not of this earth, or maybe they are of ancient earth. Maybe They are from down in the oceans because that's where they're returning to. Oh, sounds like the dog might want some attention. If he barks again, I will go get him. I will. I'll have to. No. I'm smoking on him. I can't. Okay. Let me see. Oh, guys, wait, let me see. Rachel's playing the Nintendo NES sign under a 24-inch. Okay. I like it. I like where you're going with this. Let me see. Guys saying your show is going to be a huge hit. It's going into 2025, brother. You will be successful. I can see it. You know something, Guy? Because you said it, now you've pushed that in the forward motion. Honestly, I never have really pushed anything, but I want it. I want more, but not for me, for the show itself, for the community of the show, for the progression of the show, for the reach, so that we can help just through a smoke sesh. We can help through the 10 minutes that somebody stays, or the hour and a half, the 2 hours, whatever. Life changes just that little bit. In a talk, just this talk, what we're doing here right now, this talk is everything. Sure, they don't see it yet and they don't know it yet, but when it's there, they need it. The whole world needs to talk once again. They all need to smoke, and smoke is a metaphor. Whether you toke and whether you don't, it doesn't matter. You're still part of highly motivated. It's not about cannabis. Cannabis is part of us. It's part of all of us. We have an endocannabinoid system. That endocannabinoid system brings homeostasis to the body. So we have cannabis within our body already. So it's okay. Don't worry. We're just, it's like vitamins we're taking. Smoking mine. But this show is everybody. So even if you don't use cannabis in any way, we are still here for motivation. Motivation of the community at large, which is all of us, because if you have an endocannabinoid system, you're welcome. You're here. Like, it's your show. It's not mine. It's all of ours. And I'm just saying, that's what it's all about. So if you have an endocannabinoid system, boom, you are part of the show. You are the show. That's what it revolves around. Not necessarily cannabis, but cannabis does help in so many different ways to ease the issues of life. They make you sing once again. I don't even know what I'm singing about. Wait, I'm missing some stuff. Excellent and interesting topics. Thank you, Guy. And we're going to keep going with these topics. We're going to keep exploring. We're going to keep getting deeper. And next year, we're going to get so deep, I'm going to have to buy some boots. No, we're going to get deep. We're going to go where, no, other people have been there. All right, they've been there, but we're going to go there too. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to debate on the reality of these things. Like we talk about time, we talk about space, we talk about manifestation, and we talk kindness. We're not all over the map. We are the map, baby. We recreate it in every single conversation. So yes, Guy. In 2025, highly motivated will be, it'll be everything you guys help make it to become. I push, but I am shadow banned or ghosted or blocked. I feel like I am. Christopher doesn't think I am, but I think I am. I think as like a whole, like they let me out there, but they put like little bits of me out there. So I have to post a lot of my, but I put out a great article just recently on cannabis and cancer. And in that article, I spoke of specific treatments and how cannabis specifically stops certain process within the body. The reason I find this exciting, because you don't find articles specifically mentioning how cannabis works, and where the current science is, and where our progress is. So I'm excited. I'm excited by every article I put out, and I don't care if 5 people see it or 5,000. But I know they can help, and I know the articles and these podcasts can do more than I even realize, than we all realize in a different way. So in that, Wherever you may promote it, thank you. Wherever you may repost me, thank you. Wherever you may share me, I thank you. I thank you, and whoever's going to get to listen to me, they're going to thank you. That's a lot of thank yous. It's like, I feel like you're welcome. Like, no, I mean, not me, but the movie, Moana, I'm going to go watch it after the show. Just, you're welcome. The Rock, really, I never knew he could sing, and he can't. He can't. It's a lot of voice correction. This is one of the three. I don't know which one this is. Each one's been different. The last one was kind of orangey and lemony. Very, very tasty, actually. I'm currently I'm sweating a bit. Going through another roll from the mushroom trip. At the beginning of the show, I took a very large amount, actually right before the show started. So not even on the show, for research purposes, of course. So but what I take is a full spectrum mushroom. It's not just psilocybin. You've got lion's mane. You've got a full spectrum of a combination that create mind, body, wholeness. And so it's microdosing. So I took a very large piece of the microdose before we started the show, because my mood before the show, I was talking about it at the start. I was in an emotional prison that I put myself in, and I don't know why. Like, I was perfectly fine until just boom, it hits me. And I think what it is I accomplish everything that I have set out. And now I'm like, shit, what do I do? And it's like relaxation is on the table, and I'm like, I start, and like I start by trying to play some video games, just the purest of relaxation in a good battle, and it didn't please me. It was boring. It's like mentally shutting down, or just being so desensitized. I hear the puppy. I want to open the door and let the puppy in. I'll let the puppy, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me just do this. Let me just open the door. And yeah. And I'll just kind of keep, oh, I see you. Yeah, I see you. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm right here. Don't pee. All right, don't pee. Don't pee. Don't pee. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Okay, just good. Excited. All right, let me pull the puppy up one more time. Yeah, I see you. I know. Okay. Oh my God. All right, once again, the puppy. I feel like the puppy might have already peed out in the hallway, but the heart is beating. Look. You're like, look, say hi. Yeah? How you doing? You doing good? You doing okay? Yeah? Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. So this is the puppy. Just the cutest thing though. And at the same time, Chris, the article is just a fluff piece, but it's not a fluff piece because it's giving detailed information that we don't currently have out there with links to where this comes from. And that's one of my biggest things I'm excited about. I don't think they're ghosting me, just nobody's paying attention. And that's okay. I'm okay with that as well. And that's why I said, if anybody wants to share the stuff I put out there, that's why I put it out there. I put the articles out because, wait, are you up here? Okay, baby. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to put you right over here. Good girl. Okay, good girl. Okay. All right, I'm back. Dog completely it's the doggy. I had to give a little attention. I heard her barking. I know they say, ignore the dog, build that strength. It's like, no, it's like a baby crying. You got to go pick it up and reassure it that you're there as an owner, as a good human. You love it. And whatever, and slobber and it kissed me, and that was gross. So, okay, moving on. I'm bougie. I vape upper high class now. He look, rosin. That's all I vape now. Look, there's no distillates. I picked up, look, I picked up a full spectrum from somebody else, but look at that, look at the color. It's like see-through. It's terrible. You don't want to smoke that. Look at that color. That's delicious. That is delicious, full spectrum. That is like you've washed the cannabis, you've gotten the beautiful blonde hash, you freeze dried it, and you press the shit out of it. Boom, boom. Amazing. So that's why I like Goldflower. And I don't have their flower right now, but I do have their vape. So I'm just going to touch up with this thing a little bit. I was looking for that device I have. That thing that just, the Orin Plus, where you just hit me. Ooh, see, that tickles the nose. See, that's beautiful. See, Christopher has seen videos, and it opens up your eyes to what else is out there as far as cancer treatments. So the only reason I feel like Facebook definitely puts me in a ghosted category, because I don't know, did I just, like a hidden hair, like just attacked me out of nowhere? Okay. So Facebook definitely does restrict people's access or view of what they can see that I put out there. And I put out the same article, I believe, or with links to it. I think I posted the cannabis and cancer, or cannabis versus cancer. I mentioned the mind expanding aspects. I also need to keep in mind the medicinal aspects as well. It's a great PSA, public service announcement. Well, tonight's my public service announcement. I'm doing mushrooms so you don't have to. And I'm doing them for, research purposes. In that, it just got really weird. It got so bright. In that, you see I'm still conversational. I'm not, he's seeing dragons and he's completely fucking crazy. No. There's just a little dragon. No, that would be so awesome. No, there's no little fucking dragon. And it's just feelings. So again, I'm on mushrooms and it's not a big deal. It's feelings. I feel happy from here. I feel like I've let go a bit from here. I feel more me. I feel more practice what I preach, as in I don't care what anybody thinks. I have to find authentic happiness, and I have to help others find that as well. Maybe through my mistakes or through my achievements. I don't know. But either way, I'm here authentically showing all of it. I hide nothing, in the sense that I'm no longer being anybody else for anybody else. I'm not putting up a shield and saying, hey, here's my corporate side. Here's my presentable to public side. It's the all the time side. And that's brought joy to my life. Did mushrooms help with that? No, a lot of weed helped with that. Turning 50 helped with that. And then mushrooms. Before that, there was a lot of opening to understand that I am only one part of the beautiful mechanism and machine of life. And such as you, we are all working this quantum entanglement, this quantum computer entanglement of sorts, to keep this physical reality in check, to keep our physical reality what it is, a shared experience of understanding the same things. Yellow is yellow, red is red, blue is blue. I know that's simple, but it's big. It's big that everybody sees it the same way. Even cultures that have been separated, they would understand and see that red is red and see red as red. I say that because if you've never seen the color red or blue, which is not natural to nature, how do you interpret that? And how do you interpret that in the scale of color? It's like part of our Akashic record, part of our connectiveness. So we are quantum entangled creators. We are the eye, we are the watcher, we are the manifestation itself. In our subconscious, we are. In our conscious world, we are bombarded with the chaos of bills and responsibility and being on time and getting up in the morning and going to work and getting dressed and eating and what is going on? Let go. Let go. Let go of it. Put all of that on that imaginary table. It's an imaginary table that sits right over here for me, just right over here. I take all of it, the past, the future, all the issues, the responsibilities, the chaos, the needs and wants and desires. I take all of it and put it on that table so that I can think now, so that I can see life now, so that I can create my cycle and my wheel without any influence of anything I experience now. Like, my decisions are based on how I perceive just right now. This, I don't take the past. I don't take the future. Instead, I'm looking at it fresh. Yes, there's history and understanding and there's knowledge that I could pull. But you understand that knowledge already. You don't have to lament. You don't have to live. You don't have to create that and have that become part of your life now. It's there. You're going to deal with it. You're going to talk about it. You're going to live it. You're going to do some shit with it. And you're going to put it on the table and it's going to be there and you're going to stack it. Okay. And that's what it is. But don't let it become part of your everything, part of your creation of now. So that's what we are. And we're a bunch of those things all over the place. Billions, trillions of us. And we are creating this reality, this, whatever this learning experience might be. I know it's deep, but I waited till we're this far into the show before I got deep at all. Was the dog driving y'all crazy? I opened the door, I tried to, but I was afraid it was going to pee in here, and that would have been really bad. Because the floor in here isn't quite finished yet. So we're in process. Ange has been working really hard, painting and painting and painting. So I would hate for the dog to have gone to the bathroom in here. That would have been bad. Okay. So, moving on. So tonight, I am trying mushrooms, and I want people to see that I am not off in la la land. I mean, occasionally I do get that way, but through happiness, through good, authentic movement of thought and understanding. I think mushrooms help open people up. If you're open to it, we need to mentally breathe. I think that's a big one. We need to breathe mentally. Like, no, I don't know if that's my brain breathing, but that would have been weird. You need to exercise your thought, your deep contemplation of things. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to leave it be. A lot of chaos behind me. The little dog. I don't think the little dog was doing all that. That's wild. Maybe people are angry because of the dog. Let me see, that was a great article. Let me see, my storytelling, I mentioned mind expanding aspects. Okay, so that's where we're at. And energy orbs, government transparency has been terrible. Look, we're talking about the year in review. So again, I'm not going to leave out alien possibilities and disclosure. Excuse me. That was terrible. That's because of it's so good and bad for me at the same time, but absolutely delicious. All my favorite things, I don't get sponsored by anybody. Am I open to sponsorship? You can't corrupt me that way. Yes, of course I am. Absolutely open. I'm sure one of the boys have got to be home from work. I'm betting one of them has got to be home. This is part of our babysitting. What are we going to do? The dog is beautiful. The dog is fantastic, but, pain in the ass at the moment. I'm not saying it. I didn't say it. Because I would cuddle up and love the dog, absolutely, if I wasn't afraid of it going to the bathroom in here. And for some reason, I don't know why, I'm wearing white pants. I never wear white pants. I've got here's the crazy thing. I've got 4 pairs of white pants that I will never wear. Now, 2 of them are too tight. And, Wait. Zoinks, calm down now. Zoinks, be cool. So Zoinks is the name. Or Giggles. Not sure. The dog's been responding to both because it's getting confusing. I think I'm saying Zoinks, and my son says Giggles. So Giggle Zoinks, that's the name. So a little bit of giggle, a little bit of zoink. It's gonna be very confusing. That dog's gonna be confused. I'm just gonna stop calling it things. I'm gonna be like dog. But then the dog will respond to dog. It's just gonna respond to everything. You look at it funny, you're you come over here. I think it would come over here. Excuse me. My son's no, it likes Giggles. It likes the name. Does it? It's I've spoken to it deeply. I've looked deep into the dog's eyes, and the dog was yeah, Giggles. Good name. Good thought process there, Gideon. Giggles. Okay, sorry, I digress. So this year has been wild, both geopolitically, both in the skies, alien, wow, drones, wow, orbs, but we are desensitized, and it's no big freaking deal. That's the wildest thing to me. To me right there, that's our year in review. That to me is the year in review. Why are we not paying attention to the shit in the sky going, hey, something bigger is going on? So I've spoken about it in previous shows. Is everything cool? So, I don't know. I think we're already working with extraterrestrial agencies. I think we are part of this unified federation. But if you're looking at human versus extraterrestrial tech right now, one of the theories suggests that these big Volkswagen-sized drones are from our government. And seems like some chaos with that dog. One little dog creates so much chaos, creates so much unrest in one house. So I don't know, they say through these drones are from our government and perhaps are developed as part of our secret military program, looking for these or tracking these energy orbs. Or the orbs. We're just going to call them these orbs, or the orbs that morph into these crafts. So in contrast, the energy orb, with their otherworldly movements and design, seem to belong to a civilization far beyond our technology. So there is clearly 2 different drones up in the sky and 2 different things actually happening. Look, these energy orbs have also been filmed over the fields in England and all over the world, creating the crop circles. And these crop circles are so intricate, and they're done so quickly by an orb, by an energy emitting this frequency, creating this design, speaking to us through code, speaking to us through design. And there's so much there. There's binary code. There's maybe language within the art of what it is. I love crop circles, and I love the evolution and how they've changed and they've become so, I mean, I remember early crop circles that were amazing, but I feel as though it's like they're speaking to us, and why don't we put all these things together as a language? Why don't we put all these things that they're putting out there? Maybe this is an alphabet. Maybe this is part of a universal alphabet. Ooh, that's deep. Has anybody ever theorized that one before? That the crop circles are part of a universal alphabet? That's some deep shit today. I'm gonna go write that down. Wait, forget it. I'll forget it. Doesn't matter. That's deep. Wait, let me see. May I buy a cow from you, Earthman, or a spare human person? I can, wait, it's neck, vagina. I don't know who this person is, but awesome name. Okay, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Neck. I can pay in radiated crystals or moon rocks if you wish. Wow. Yes. I mean, no, I don't have a cow. See, funny. That's the aliens. Look, that could be. They're communicating with us through jumbled text that can be deciphered as actually pure genius. You have to read in between the lines there, and in between the lines there is genius. I mean, obviously, he's talking about moon rocks and the energy from the crystals within, and what great energy he's bringing to the show. Thank you, Neck. I appreciate it. Interesting last name. I feel that no, welcome to Highly Motivated. And this is a show here for everybody. This right here is community having your back. This right here is community coming at you with not just motivation, but a reminder. Be kind. Be good. You don't have to be nice to be kind. You don't have to give so much of yourself to be kind. To be kind is to be open and understanding. To be loving on a different level. And if you can start there, the world changes. The world changes that way. I need to bring more of that back into my own life. I need to bring more of that back into my own family. And to even practice as I preach. And that's the deeper moon rock, if so to speak. You see how I brought that back together? I brought your moon rocks part of my conversation. Okay. So what else? What else we chit-chatting about tonight? I mean, what does it mean? Where are we right now? I mean, for humanity, for our future, are we witnessing a silent technological war between governments, or between aliens, or an integration, I can't. Desensitization? Oh, big word. We're being desensitized. It's a lot of sanitization, I believe, right now. We're so used to this information, it's not bothering anybody. We're so used to this. I mean, look, we see it in the skies, we see it on the news. What does that mean for our future? What does that mean for us moving forward? So the possibility is we're entering a whole new era. Where 2025, Baba Vanga, as well as Edward Casey, have both mentioned 25 is alien disclosure pretty much, or the beginning of it. Not full disclosure, but the beginning of our civilization understanding theirs. I don't know. I think moving forward, you leave an open mind. Don't trust your government. Don't trust them for the information because they're not going to give you the truth. They're going to trick you. They're going to trick you. They're going to lie to you. I don't know. They're going to make sure that they give you just enough information, and then what they've got going on, you'll never know. Because there's so many different agencies, so many different truths, that are the real thing. It's the real deal. But it's so much of it that they hit you with in the movies, in the news, in segments that NASA releases about water underneath Mars, an entire ocean of water underneath Mars, and Europa holding more oceans than 100 Earths. Europa, look into it. NASA just released it. Big news. And CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, the Center for something radiation, blah 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 research. The Large Hadron Collider, the LHC, that circles France and Germany, has just made a quantum breakthrough. Wow. We are in an age of discovery. That's what 24 has been. 24 has been an age of not just technological discovery, but also there's been huge cancer breakthroughs. Huge cancer breakthroughs within the last month that they've just come out with that are, for certain types of cancers, they found a way that they can eradicate them entirely. This is big. This is such big news. People need to hear about it and they need to know. So, excuse me. God, Dr. Pepper really gasses me up. So definitely look in to all of this new technology, all of the new breakthroughs in cancer research, cancer as of recently. And then again, this is news that we don't get on a regular basis. So this is huge. And that's, to me, the bigger picture is humanity might be on the brink of redefining its place in the universe, kind of moving from our isolation, I'm not going to say caveman-esque isolation, but to a more interconnected cosmic reality. That's where we're moving in 25. That's kind of what Baba Vanga and Edward Casey had both said. And by the way, their prediction ratio of getting shit right is like on fire from what I understand. I don't even know the number. They're right. They're on fire because they're telling the truth. They are, what they've seen and how we've been able to interpret it. And some, like Edward Casey gave years. He said the beginning of our technological and medical breakthroughs are happening now. And going into 25, we are beginning our journey into disclosure. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know. I when it comes to the chaos of the drones, what do you think? Do you think we're being watched? Do you think we're being brainwashed a bit? Do you think they're desensitizing us for something bigger? Huge. Huge, I tell you. Huge, I tell you. I cannot believe I smoked all my zoinks. All my zoinks are gone? That is wild. This has been a fantastic smoke sesh. A fantastic last Sunday of Highly Motivated of the year. The last Highly Motivated in 2024 is happening right now. This is it. The last one. After this, I see you again on January 1st. So you can come find the show, Highly Motivated, the Smoke Sesh, the podcast, the community get-together. You don't have to be into cannabis in any way, but as long as you have an endocannabinoid system, you are welcome. We are all the same under the leaf. All our blood pumps red, and we all have an endocannabinoid system. So we come here, we talk, we chat, we smoke, we eat an edible, we eat a mushroom. See, it's not just about cannabis. This evening, it's been a little bit about psilocybin and its beautiful wonders to change and balance my mood. Earlier today, mentally, I feel as though I was in an emotional prison of my own doing. I did it to myself. And I don't know how or why. And it happens. Mushrooms were able to break those chains quickly. Like, boom, that fast. I took them before the show, and you watched me from the beginning of the show to even now of how they've, as long as you remain open to the experience, everything changes. Your perception and life changes. Life changes. I think that's where everything's wild. And we need to see it and understand it and believe in it and believe in yourself. Those words that I speak are already inside of you. Those actions that I tell you to take, some of you are already taking them. I understand. Some of you are already doing amazing things. And I'm not telling you to do more. I'm just telling you, don't ever do less. I'm not ever telling you to do more. I'm saying just don't go backwards. Always go forward with the kindness. Always go forward with the openness and the big heart towards humankind. We are taking care of humans. That's it. We're not seeing anything other than we are humans. And in that, we should not be hungry. We should not be homeless. We should not be cold. We should, I think the ideal government would pay for education. The ideal government, which would be community, would pay for education and food and housing for people that need the help. And they do. But it needs to be more of a community effort. Instead of staying within a system, contribute back to that system. Become one that there's so much that we can do as community. And that's why I say, let's be good all year round. Not just from Thanksgiving to New Year's. I'm telling you, from New Year's to New Year's, we are going to bring kindness every day. And we're going to try every month to do something, if not every week. That's my future pledge, my belief that doing that, and we all start doing something, it makes a big change. Small actions make big changes on the other side of the pond. That ripple that you send out becomes a wave, a tidal wave with enough ripples helping it. If we are all giving little ripples of kindness, do you know what that makes? It makes a tidal wave of kindness. And the kind of effect and change that possesses, the kind of energy that possesses, magical. And you are magical. You need to remember that your actions, forward thinking, being kind, you're not going to get a reward from the city. You're not going to get the key. They're not like, we hand, or maybe you will. Some people do. But most people are not going to be like, look, we hand you the key for being so kind and not being a total arsehole to humankind. You get the key to the city, or at least to the public restrooms. Congratulations. I think no. Don't expect anything. Don't want anything. Don't need anything. As far as something back for being kind, you're being kind because that's you. Authentically, deep down inside, you give a shit about humans. You give a shit about humankind and about our existence and our authentic happiness in life. So that's where it comes from. It comes from nothing coming back to you, but by you being kind, you are open. You are open to opportunity. You are open to the energy of opportunity. You have to look for that opportunity. You have to keep your eyes open for that opportunity. You can't just expect things to come to you and expect things to happen. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work anyway. Just don't expect and don't want. Just keep your eyes open for great opportunity in life that not only benefit you, but benefit the world, benefit society, benefit humankind. The perseverance of our Mother Earth, our Mother Earth ship that we are all living on, the love and kindness for her. So that's it. That's the review of 2024. We talked about this, and we talked about that. I smoked through quite a few of them, and they're gone, just like that. I'm bringing in the new year with a different kind of excitement, a different kind of optimism. I'm bringing energy. I'm bringing kindness and understanding. I'm bringing forward motion, positive forward motion, kindness through the roof, through the galaxy, authenticity. What I bring into the new year is my wish of health to all of you, happiness, authentic journey to find what that is for any one of you. I thank you all for coming to the show, and I thank everybody that helps me put this show together. Everybody who makes it possible that I can put this show on through dogs and strange shit running around the property. I thank you. Thank you. And so remember to thank the people that help you, that help in the back of the stage, that don't always get those thank yous. That's what highly motivated needs to be more about. It needs to be more about all of us. However we like to participate. So I think you're all amazing. I think you all kick ass. Going into the new year, if you're going to parties, I need you to be careful. Please be careful. Have a designated driver. Don't drive drunk. If you feel you've had too much, don't do it. Get an Uber. Ubers are all over the place. Or get a Lyft. Lyft to the Uber, to the Uber, to the Lyft. Just do one of the two. I even heard if you call like a yellow cab that night, you get a free Lyft. You call the cops, you get a free Lyft too. But don't drive drunk. And be careful of the other people on the road. You may be fine. They are fucked up. So be careful of the other people on the road. Be careful. Be energetic. Be amazing. Be good. Be kind. Be wise. Don't get into a silly argument or a silly You create the energy. And if you don't want that energy to happen, don't let it happen. Control and manifest your live now energy with wisdom. With wisdom. With science, I tell you, man. Science. No, you may not have any science available, so do it with wisdom. Do it with a little bit of forethought. Let me think about it just for a second, yo. Don't just jump into shit. Think. Anyways, I wish you all great energy. I wish you all great manifested energy, kicking ass into the new year. I wish everything that you wish, that you want, that you believe, that you need, that you believe. However you want to phrase it. So I send this to you from me and my family to yours. Everybody be amazing. Everybody kick ass. Everybody have a great New Year's. And I'll see you all January 1st. Our first show back, or our first show of the new year, will be the 1st of January. So I may not see you on New Year's Eve, but we're going to see you the next day. January 1st, highly motivated, the community, the smoke sesh. I don't know. I was going to say something. Completely went blank. So be amazing. Be everything. Be safe. And again, if you want to promote, share. We appreciate it. We think it's fantastic. It's all about reaching now really more for the smoke sesh. We are international. We are aiming to be intergalactic. Trying to get a hold of the space people up there. No, not the aliens. That would be cool too. But no, the space capsule, you know, with the astronauts and stuff. I want to be able to get an intergalactic smoke sesh. I know they've got edibles. You know they're taking some mushrooms or some gummies. For research purposes, of course. Only for research purposes. But you know they're taking some research purposes up there a little more seriously than you think. And so I would like to make this smoke sesh not just international. And again, hello everybody in England, my family in England. I send my love, hugs, and kisses. My family in Israel, love, hugs, and kisses. Okay, and my family all around the United States, Love, hugs, and kisses to everybody. There you go. I don't think I missed anybody. So the Intergalactic Space Station people here, I want to have a little smoky session. I bet they're there. I'm waiting for them to comment and say, we're here, we're in space. And that will secure it. We'll be the first intergalactic smoke sesh. May I buy a okay. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. THC, the horticulture. Guys, thank you for coming to the show. I appreciate y'all greatly, greatly. And good luck on your concert in Ocala on New Year's Eve from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. You can find the horticulture in Ocala. I don't know where. If you could list the club and where it is, that'd be great. Unless all tickets are sold out, then don't worry about it. But as we close and shut down the show, I just want to thank you all for helping to make this a great year. I want to thank again everybody in the backstage, Angie specifically. The only backstage really is Angie. Angie's my backstage everything. She's backstage, front stage. She just doesn't want to be on the camera or be heard. But that's okay. I respect her. But she does so much more. And in that, it's like I'm always calling her, like, I need help. What do I do? And she's always got it taken care of. So I thank her for all of her energy and all of her effort over the last forever. Forever. Not just the show, but for the show itself specifically. Thank you. And so anyways, Happy New Year to everybody. The Charlie Horse, and it's free. So the horticulture will be at the Charlie Horse, and it's free in Ocala. They're playing from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and these guys don't just put on a show. They are their own event. The Horticulture, look, they got their own songs. They do a couple of covers, but you know something? They make them all their original. They're all original. From them, they make everything original. You guys kill it, rock it, be amazing. I'm excited for y'all's event. The Charlie Horse in Ocala, check them out. That's it. Highly motivated. Last show of this year. And last words are sending out kindness. Sending out the most magnificent, magical kindness to everybody. And it's for you to send it out as well. It's for you to share it worldwide, intergalactically. On the first intergalactic smoke sesh, because I say so. Highly motivated. Potcast, community, smoke sesh. Thank you for joining me this year. Thank you for being a part of the magic. And in all of that, I will see you next year. I will see you all next year. Go see the horticulture at the Charlie Horse. At the Charlie Horse in Ocala. Go see the horticulture. They're playing from 8 to 12. All right, you're all amazing. And thank you everybody for always coming to the show. Chris and Nick and our new people, neck vaginas. You see it? It's neck vaginas. They're here on the show. What are you gonna do? That's the name. Don't hold them back because of their name. You're all amazing. Thank you again. Okay. Arrivederci, do svidania, Vita Zen, ciao, bye. All right, we see you next year. Next year. Great show. Hey, great show. Thank you, Christopher. Christopher, Happy New Year. And everybody, Happy New Year. I'm excited. Gregorian, Julian calendar crossover. But it's the energy of all of us celebrating it together. Manifest some big shit on New Year's Eve. Manifest as you go to sleep New Year's Eve. Manifest. Because the energy, look, I'm drooling. The energy of everybody all together that night is magical. Manifest. New Year's Eve, not because it's New Year's Eve, but because everybody's excited and good energy. And I didn't even talk about the shit that's happening in the stars. No time. Enjoy. Go. Bye. Next year, I'll see you. Next year. Ciao.